We're finding out more horrendous details from Mark Meadows' upcoming book, which he himself has called Fake News. But here's another added bit of fake news, I guess. Former President Donald Trump ordered his staff to, quote, bust some heads and make some arrests in order to clear out Black Lives Matter protesters surrounding the White House in the summer of 2020. So, we were in months of social justice and criminal justice protests, racial justice protests, and Trump didn't like it. And so he wanted them to go out and bust some heads. Meadows apparently asked Trump, I assume that we have the authority to deploy whatever law enforcement is necessary to fix this. President Trump had enough. Not only do you have the authority, he said, I want you to go out there and bust some heads and make some arrests. We need to restore order. And so he was looking for the violence he got. I mean, this is disgusting that he said it, but let's bear in mind, it's way more disgusting that they did it. We saw the videos, JR. They went out there. There were people playing guitars and ukuleles, and they were attacking them like it was one of the Marvel shows.
Yeah, so restore order is what Trump's words were. So order is making sure the people aren't protesting anything that you've done or said or not done. As the leader of the country. So that's busting heads and restoring order. This is his approach to Americans. Again, these are Americans. These are Americans that he claims to be putting first, that he claims to be the head of, that he claims to love this country so much. It seemed weird that you would think, hey, let me bust some heads of Americans because I love this country so much. And then after it comes out, you're upset that these details are coming out in the book. Why is it you don't want people to know? Because we're talking about how much people are speculating how much Trump would hate all these revelations that Mark Meadows put in his book, which is why Mark Meadows now slipped and called his own book fake news somehow. But this is the contempt, this is the hatred he has for Americans. He wants them to bust some heads. Makes you wonder why he doesn't care about whether or not they were catching COVID either. Bust some heads, die, who cares? I don't care. I'm here trying to just make some money off of this presidency I've got going here.
Yeah, clearly enough. While also always watching his own back. That has been the through line for Mark Meadows, at least. He says he was not quite prepared to crack anything, adding that he went to the front door of the White House and spoke with the head of the Secret Service. So I guess maybe Trump has already played out in his anger with Mark Meadows, but he should do it again. Meadows is trying to sell a book by saying Donald Trump was bloodthirsty, but I respect the right of the people to protest. I wasn't gonna do it, even though he participated in it. They did it. He apparently told them to do it, and they did it. So they were both bloodthirsty. Anyway, bear in mind, by the way, that this guy is no longer cooperating with the House committee's investigation of the January 6th riot. He's now being threatened with contempt proceedings, which did already hit Steve Bannon. So it's possible that could be coming soon for Mark Meadows. And Mark Meadows, I would argue, it's debatable who had more direct contact with the protesters, because Steve Bannon, I have no idea, but could have been as an outsider. But Mark Meadows definitely had more access to Donald Trump on January 6th. And both of them might be compelled to testify. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't want to hear from the stormtrooper who lost the fight and now is saying he didn't mean it anymore. No, you don't get to get captured by Layla and Luke and then go, my bad. Hey, Darth kept telling me to do this. And I didn't want to, bro. I didn't want to.
You recovered a bit with the Darth. You said Darth, right? Not Dark.
No, I said Darth.
Layla?
What did I say wrong? What did I say?
As I always liked growing up, I was inspired by the tale of the courageous Princess Layla.
I said Layla. I said Layla.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I know it's Leia. My bad. I just misspoke. I guess I didn't even know I said that.
Oh man, you know what? I think for Christmas I'm gonna get you one of those adorable little baby yogas, and I think you're gonna love it. The kids love it these days.
As you know, I take pride in not knowing this stuff. So if I didn't know it, I would admit it. I said it wrong, I guess.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. You're a beast. You're a beast, just like Schumacher is a beast.
I want the baby yoga now.
I do kind of want a baby yoga. Anyway, really fast, in terms of what Meadows might be able to provide if he fully cooperates, we don't 100% know, but we do know already that he apparently submitted a 38-page PowerPoint from January 5th titled "Options for January 6th" and some text messages from his personal cell phone. So that had already been given in before he declined further cooperation. So they had a massive PowerPoint presentation. And Look, the fact that it's 38 pages doesn't prove that they had like 38 options. Sometimes people really space those things out, but they definitely were talking about options when, let's keep it clear, the only option was Biden has the certification for the victory that he got. That's the option. You can cry about it or not cry about it. You have those options, I guess, but that is the truth, except that they didn't see it that way. They thought they had some options on January 6th, and that's certainly not good news.
No, they probably knew they didn't have options, but they were trying to come up with options, which is why it resulted in things like what happened on the 6th, because their options left are violence when you want to overturn democracy. You don't do it diplomatically. Democracy doesn't get flipped on its head by going, okay, guys, how about we just stop doing it? Let's just not do any more democracy, yeah? No, that comes with force and trying to put certain people in certain situations to overturn the way we normally do things. That's maybe what's detailed in some of these 38-page findings. But the thing we definitely know they don't want to do is show anyone that. Why would that be? I thought you guys were America first. America got attacked by Antifa and the FBI on January 6th. So why don't you want to find out what it is that they did and how they did it? Show us your communications. It was all innocent, right?
That's totally right. Yeah. People are saying that Princess Leia is married to Ham Soho. Anyway, no, you're totally right. By the way, he apparently had an email about discussing the appointment of an alternate slate of electors. So that came out, and some of his text messages did, as we said, including one that said, "I love it" about the alternate electors.
Oh yeah.
Let's turn briefly to this. We don't know everything that Mark Meadows has that he might be able to provide to the January 6th commission, but Joe Scarborough has latched onto one area of this. So we're gonna give you his theory and then we will discuss.
From Meadows, he goes, oh, well, when they did what, by the way, everybody does in every lawsuit. This is what everybody does. You get the phone records, you get office, you get everything, you get the files in discovery. But of course, they're freaking out because that helps.
So the truth,
them put the
truth
TikTok
will
together.
out.
So the text messages and the phone records could imply not only with the text messages what was actually said, but could give a much better timeline of who was calling who. And look, what we need at the end of the day is Trump to actually testify and be questioned about these things. But was he actually making calls? Was he trying to restore order? We know he wasn't, but this could actually demonstrate that. And was he in contact with the people organizing this? Was he in contact with Steve Bannon and all the people, at their little war room and all that? That again, none of this I don't think is likely to result in any consequences because this is America and it's 2021. But that theoretically would be necessary before we could get to consequences, that sort of information.
It's pretty obvious. There's one side that's looking to find out what all that happened, and then the people that are on this side against it have something to hide, bottom line.
Yeah, well, and it looks like as of right now, at least Mark Meadows does. And Mark Meadows had been cooperating. He provided the PowerPoints and the texts, and now he's not. Is that because Donald Trump was putting pressure on him? We know that Donald Trump is mad about the book. Was Donald Trump also mad about the cooperation? I don't know. Will we get access to that information? Can we get those call logs? We'll have to see.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.